Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. Today for Vlogtober I thought it would be fun to do a little entry or two in my scrapbook slash, I guess you could call it, correspondence journal. My friend Vicky in the UK from Vicky's Journals and Crafts does this idea, and she focuses, I think, more like on including maybe the letters or something that a person sent, whereas mine is kind of a blend of letters and correspondence plus miscellaneous little bits and pieces from things maybe I've bought or an event I attended or something like that. So I just thought we would kind of take a look at what that looks like. Originally I just wanted to keep this as stuff from people. I showed this actually a few weeks ago, but then upon thinking about it, I do like packaging and I like lettering and all kinds of different fonts and graphics and things, so I just decided to make it sort of a collage-y book, and by that I just mean bits and pieces of several things might be in here. It won't just be correspondence from a friend or pen pal or something, but additional things. So just to reiterate a little bit, this is just from a label from a Leuchtturm 1917 that I bought. This is a thank you note. I recently purchased some things from Yellow Paper House on Etsy and Night Heron Leather, so I just tore this off of like the invoice that comes with your purchase. I oftentimes buy items from Faith Heirlooms, and they have this nice little card which is super cute. So if I glue that on, actually I have several of these, so in this case I think I will glue it on. I was going to say I'm kind of covering up the contact information, but I sort of already know how to reach them, so in this case that won't hurt to cover up one side of the card. This kind of book I feel is just a good way of kind of commemorating events that maybe I don't know that you would write a whole lot about it, but it's part of what you're doing. So like I do junk journaling, and I do journaling, and I do collaging, kind of, sort of, I want to call it, I guess, that on my journal covers oftentimes. I like buying products from Etsy vendors, so a lot of these things, or other online vendors, are an expression of that. So again, Yellow Paper House, Faith Heirlooms, covered up an address there. I have a little note that was enclosed with this journal. I put that in, and ooh, forgot about that. There's this really cute, pretty little drawing. I guess, I don't know if that's a dragonfly. I'm not sure. I think it is. So I don't want to lose track of that. I'm going to actually take that out. So some of these blank pages, I like to put things like that on there, or if I wanted to write out some more, I can write on the more blank pages. Whoops, I just moved my board here. Anyway, kind of get the idea. This was the anniversary card. I showed that last time. This was from a dinner out. This is also from Faith Heirlooms. It's a little thank you note for buying from them. So to me, the fun thing to show would be their little note. So I think what I'm going to do, this would be a good thing to staple in, and I don't have a stapler in front of me. I could washi tape it in. I could also just put a little bit of glue right there. So as you can see, I wasn't so prepared. I think I'm going to just go ahead and use the Scotch tape for now, and I can go back later and add washi. On this card, I think I might tape it here and just kind of have it like a little flap. So if I want any of that contact information, it's there. Staci added such beautiful detail to this journal, and I just love it. I am just always so touched by the beautiful things that have been sent to me by some of my online pen pals or journal pals. It's really a fun, humbling thing to receive something that took all this time to make. This is from a label, not from a label, it is a label from my friend who gave me this really nice set of fall dish towels as an early birthday present, and I just thought I liked it. The thyme and sage, I liked the little logo. I thought it was cute, so I wanted to save that. I don't think there was like a little note card in the package, so I'm saving that. And what I want to do is go back with my black Sharpie fine tip pen, and I will kind of write what these things are from. But for now, I kind of like to just work in the most efficient way when I do this, because I can get really bogged down. So if it feels too burdensome, I end up not liking doing it. If I try to be too precise with it, it ends up feeling like a chore. And commemorating these things, I just want to be fun. And so that's why I have given myself permission to, when I journal like this, if you want to call it journaling, maybe scrapbooking is the better word. When I do this, I just like to keep it simple and not think through it as much as I could. I could get really slowed down with putting things in order, you know, inking it up, making it a little bit fancier. But for me, this method is a way of getting it on paper. Still fun to page through, but it's not so detailed that it like I said, becomes a job. So I think I've made my point. Excuse me for rambling. What I do though, just to tell you, is I have this basket right behind the camera here. It's a wire basket, just a cheap dollar store kind of thing. And anytime I get something like a wrapper or a business card or a thank you note, I just like to put that in that basket that I just mentioned. Sorry, I'm looking for something as I'm talking and it's not working. And then when I have a few moments or feel like doing this kind of scrapbooking or junk journaling, I will just grab the stuff out of the basket and put it all together then. This is a note my daughter wrote. She said, "Thank you for getting more creamer. You're my hero." And there was kind of a funny story behind that, but she had been asking me for a few days to buy more dairy-free coffee creamer. And I kind of was thinking, well, it's kind of your turn to buy it, but okay, I'll get it. I'm thinking to myself. So her dad, my husband, went out to the store, and I said, "Oh, while you're there, would you pick up more creamer for Brooke?" And he did, and it was in the refrigerator the next morning, and so I got the credit for it. So I did tell her, but I told my husband, like, "Hey, I liked how that worked. You went and got it, and I got the credit for it." So that worked. I had another, oh, here it is. This is a beautiful card. I don't know if my friend made this for me or if she bought it, but it is so cute. These little buttons and all the different layers of scrapbook paper and this little embossed, it looks like to me, coffee cup. And the smoke, as you can see, maybe is coming up with little hearts. It was just so sweet and so cute, and I just love that card so much. It's just like right up my alley. So in this case, I might not always keep an entire card because it tends to really bulk up a book. But this one was so elaborate and obviously handmade that I wanted to keep the whole card. Sometimes I'll just keep the inside of a note card, and I will glue the part on my page that has the writing on it. So, "Thank you for the birthday gift," or "Thanks for taking us out to eat," or whatever it might be. I'll let that part show, I'll tear off the front cover, and I'll use that front cover then later as a journaling card that I might use in one of my Bibles. And that also lets you kind of commemorate the meaningful part of a card. Really is usually the sentiment written in it, but not always. But if it's kind of a generic note or whatever, still pretty, I'll save the cover, use that, repurpose it, so it's kind of good. It goes both ways, and then just keep in the book the written part. But in this case, this card, I am putting it all in, as I did with this really cute card what we got for our anniversary. I love the illustrations on that. There's a children's artist named Marla Frazee, and when my oldest daughter was little, she sent her a letter, and she actually got a reply, and that was really fun. This illustration reminds me a lot of her art. So with this, I will not keep the envelope. Sometimes I will keep the stamp, or if there's a little sticker on the back, I might tear that off and add that. But since I have the whole note here, I'm just using that. I have a big pile of mail here from my friend Kim. I do owe her a letter. We're pen pals, but I mean, we probably exchange our correspondence once or twice a year when we both get back to replying. But we do a fun thing. We ask each other questions. So she asked me, what's your favorite thing to do for a date night? If you could be in a movie, what character would you be? So we'll send each other questions with room to answer, and then we'll send that back to the person. So that's kind of a fun little thing we started, and we send each other little small little gifts. She calls them gifties, which I think is cute. And I've got this nice letter from her, but I haven't had time to sit down and write a long letter, so I will not put that in my book yet. If I do, I'll think that I wrote back to her, and I will miss doing that. But I am going to take this card that she made. She's learning calligraphy. She made this tag. You know what? That could be a neat Bible journaling card too, and I could have that sticking up as the tab. Makes me think. Or I could put it in here as a tab. Good thought, but what to do? The lined paper needs a little help, I think, in sprucing it up. So I think I'm going to add it here. This journal is a really good balance that Staci made here, because it does have plenty of blank space for adhering things or for journaling. Since I'm doing more writing journaling in a couple other books, I am just focusing on this being more of a scrapbook thing. So again, I'll go back later and add my commentary, maybe while we're watching TV or something. So I kind of sometimes if we're watching a show just to relax in the evening, I don't have to pay 100% close attention to it. And that's a good time to add some little commentary. I have this other night heron leather thing from the giveaway, but I don't know that I need two in here. I may save this one for later or use that somehow as a bookmark or a card or something. I'm going to put that back in my basket. I love the logo that he has for his company. And then this one too is another thing I just want to comment on. This is from, I guess I better cover that. This is from my son Paul, who's in the Air Force, and we have kind of started writing letters back and forth. It's kind of a dying art in some ways, and now that you can FaceTime or Skype or whatever, we tend to not write letters. And I find that I do better communicating in written form versus looking into a screen. I don't like doing that, although I like seeing the person. So we're focusing on trying to do letters back and forth. So what he wrote to me on was this big bulky paper, which is okay, but it's funny because this is like artist paper, like drawing paper, sketch pad, and that's going to really bulk this up quick. I may stick it in later anyway, but I thought maybe for now what I would do is just pull it over there. I'm just going to put on the stamp, and then I will mention too that that's from him, and then I'll decide later if I want to put in the letter. I will save the letter for sure, but I do have another place where I put letters from my sons who have been in the military or served for a short time. I have 3 that went through like basic training / boot camp, and I have all their letters. Those were so fun to get. It's like the old days. I'd sit down with a letter and read it to the kids that were at home, and we would laugh at some of the stories they told, and that was neat. That's been a good experience, keeping in touch that way, or during those times when they weren't allowed phone calls. So this is such a beautiful journal. I just love to page through it and glance at it. I know I've showed you, but she put in all these fun little cards, and I'm thinking also some of these I may also use in my Bible journaling. Like I think this one would be really good in my little garden Bible. This is such a fun one. It's just a print that looks like what's obviously from an old photo, but nobody I know. Anyway, so there's lots of room here, and it'll hold lots of special memories. I don't even know if I noticed this one earlier. Not sure how that, oh, I see, it's like a little book. Anyway, this is just chock full of awesomeness. So Staci, if you're watching, thank you again for what you did for me here. So it's such a beautiful journal, and I'm enjoying adding little tidbits of my life, just little scrapbooky things that I hope will preserve some memories and some interaction with friends or like-minded businesses, and just a little bit of the stuff from everyday life. Hope that was interesting to you to see. It's super easy to do this kind of scrapbooking. I haven't invented this term, but I call it like smashing it in, like the smash books that you can buy, because really you're just getting your stuff, sticking it in there, and you can write about it or not. But it gets some of those paper memorabilia type things in one place where it is kind of more cohesive, it's all together. So even though it's not totally chronologically organized, it still is a memory book, and I just think this is a good style book for that. I don't know if I showed you the back, but it's these beautiful, delicately illustrated fall leaves. So love that. And this is also made from a, not made from a, but the cover is made with, well, let me undo it. It's a manila envelope that's been stained, and she has it covered with scrapbook paper in these nice lace pockets. So you might not notice that, but it is that, and it has these eyelet holes there where the lace is pulled through, so that really enforces it. And this is a nice, I don't know how to describe it. It looks like a crocheted lace, but it's real durable, I guess is maybe the word I'm looking for. So that was super fun to add that. I do like doing this. And the trick for me is just remembering to go back and journal about it, adding on a few little, just word or two, sentence or two on what that particular item's from. This cute little wooden thing was also attached to my new fall mug that was part of my early birthday gift. So it's like a little ornament. So I was kind of thinking I might, oh, you know what? I could tie it in there. Well, there you go. Let's try that. One more thing, and then I'll let you go. Let's loop this through here. And put the leaf through the tied end. I may take that out later if that doesn't settle well with me, but kind of gives it a little a little added something or other, a little pizzazz. If it needed any more pizzazz, it now has it. Okay, let's tie this up one more time, and let's try to say goodbye one more time. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Thanks for watching. Hope this was fun. We'll see you tomorrow with another Vlogtober. Take care. Bye.